Yes then guys, how are you doing? My name is Morsi and welcome back to my channel for another FIFA 23 starter team. You loved the first one I did a couple of days ago. We hit over 50 likes on that one. So if we can get close to that today, that'd be awesome. So straight away boys, press that little like button down below and subscribe if you are new around here as well. This team is basically going to be a cheap, well I hope it's going to be cheap, affordable, newly transferred Premier League starter squad. Let's get straight into it. So as you can see, it is full chemistry. Every single player in this team is in the Premier League, so you've got no issues whatsoever in that aspect. And all of these cards are newly transferred to the Prem. They may have played in the Prem previously for other teams, but for the clubs that they are transferred to recently, they are new signings in the Premier League, ready to kick some arse, boys. So kicking things off in goal, heading over to Bournemouth, it is Neto, the ex-Barcelona goalkeeper, was an 82 on FIFA 22. I have a feeling he's going to drop down. I don't know how much he's been playing. I'm pretty certain it's not a lot last season. Looking for that loan move out of there. He gets it to the Premier League in Bournemouth. 81, solid cheap option. Normally what you find with new games, new FIFAs, is that goalkeepers are somewhat affordable early doors, unless they're the super high rated fodder keepers, like your 87s and up really. Like Leno last year being an 83 was somewhat cheap and affordable. So another option in this aspect. I mean, it could be Nick Pope. I mean, it could honestly be any Premier League keeper. But I'm sticking to the newly transferred theme, boys. Bournemouth repping it, Mr. Neto in the sticks. Now moving up into the centre-back duo, you have a lot of sick options here. These two, one of them might be the most expensive out of the majority of the cards in this team, but we're putting him anyway because you never know what price points could be at the start of the game. It is unfortunately injured at the moment for Villa, Diego Carlos. He's always a beast at the start of the game. This man destroys teams at Sevilla last year and a few years before. Just an absolute tank, man. And easy to link in on previous FIFAs where chemistry links were an issue. Now, obviously, that isn't an issue, but he's still a solid shout. And as I said, he might be a little bit expensive depending what pace they give him. If they give him like 80 pace, like he's going to be a physical, tall, powerful presence at the back. And to partner him, another physical, tall, powerful presence at the back, boys, it is Niakate, who I think is also injured. Transferred from Mainz, I believe it was, in the Bundesliga. It's a bit of random knowledge. If I got that right, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's an absolute unit. I believe he's like 6'3", maybe even taller than that. Just a powerhouse. Got himself a team of the season as far as I'm aware on this shirt. I know he had a few special cards kicking about, so he's definitely due that little boost up to an 80 as well. I've put him. I think those two as like a centre-back duo off the bat. If EA are generous in pace, like the pace department for defenders, could be fantastic. They're both big, they're both powerful players with decent pace in there, and they are supported by two quick lads either side of them. One of them being Malacia. Now, I'm not a fan of Man United, I'm an Arsenal fan. Man U might be my most hated team alongside Spurs, but I tell you what, watching this man play in that Liverpool game, I kind of enjoyed it, man. I think he's got a little bit something about him. He's got that shithousery trait where he's winding you up all damn game, and he's a beast. He's quick. I'm expecting to have pace there. I'm not sure what rating he was on FIFA 22. It may have been close. I may have given him a little upgrade there. But I think he's a great shout. In this position, there is a lot of sick, cheap, should be cheap, reasonably low rated golds for the Premier League. Malacia being one of them here. But there are a few other options. Maybe Aaron Hickey from Brentford, recently transferred as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But Malacia gets my spot in this little cheap squad. And the other side, probably not going to be cheap realistically, is it? I mean, it's hard to tell. Last year he was about 8 to 10k, which is kind of cheap at the start of the game. It's this man. He's back, boys. He's back. He's in the Premier League this time. It is Kevin Mbabu. Transferred to Fulham. He's been in the Prem before at Newcastle way back. We're talking years and years and years ago. Got his move to Fulham, and he's just always a ridiculously nice starter card. Like, he has about that high 80 pace. He's a big lad. He's 6 foot, and he's got the physical side to him as well. That back line there should be affordable, should be cheap, overpowered, absolute units. All of them. And the keeper as well should be alright. But that is how we are kicking this team off, boys. Do let me know down below what you think of this back line, and if there's a player or two that you would swap out for somebody else. Keep in mind, the whole theme is newly transferred Premier League cards, who I think are going to be affordable. Let's leave it at that. But once again, I think is a key word, boys. I don't know what the market's going to be like at the start of the game. But making our way into the midfield, keeping the powerhouse theme. This absolute unit, Cheap Decore, was in the League One last year. I saw him playing against Arsenal in the first game of the season, and he pushed himself about a little bit. He's got decent-ish pace, probably like the mid-70s, but that physical side to the game, he can carry the ball out as well. Him and the man you're about to see in a second are going to be the two bruisers in the middle of the park, making interceptions, making the tackles, linking up the play for the man who's going to be playing in the cam role, who you will see very, very shortly. But his centre mid slash CDM partner, I think it might be a CDM on the actual card itself, is this unit. 6'5", Onana. We've seen him at Everton already this season. He's looking a little bit impressive coming off the bench in a few cameos. He played for Lille last year, and I believe he was a silver, so I've been a bit ambitious with the rating increase, but this man's a baller. EA should be able to see that, and I expect him to at least be in that gold bracket. These two, it's tough to tell again. Premier League players like Sissoko in previous years has had a serious premium based around him, but I think you might be okay in this one. I don't think they're going to be super crazy in price. It obviously depends on how EA super juice the pace, etc. around these cards, because pace at the start of the game basically dictates the price point for a lot of starter cards, boys. Trust me. Making our way up now. We need a cam to basically pull the strings in this team, link up the play, maybe have some decent skill moves, decent body type on the ball. There's one man that comes to mind in my opinion. It's not an Arsenal player, don't worry. I'm not being biased this squad, boys. It is Carvalho. Yeah, what you saying, boys. 78 overall. Already this season he looks impressive. I mean, it is Liverpool, but I can imagine this card being affordable, somewhat similar to Diego Jota last year. I don't think he'll get a super high rating. He was a silver, I think it was a bronze actually, a 64 at the start of last year. So all the way up to 78 seems about right. He did have that 89 overall showdown card as well. So low gold bracket I think he's going to be in, boys. But that midfield three there. So far, we've got powerhouses in the centre-back positions. Fullbacks who can bomb forward with the pace, overlap if need be. Onana and Decore also absolute unit ball carriers in the middle of the park. And the flair, the Carvalho parking himself in the middle. Pinging passes, taking on players. Long range efforts, why not have a go with the man? It's looking like a sick little team so far. Now we need 3 players up front. One of them I've given a one to watch to. It's a bit ambitious. I don't know if it's going to become an actual fact. We shall see. But that man is Sinisterra. Now, he was sick last year. He had a team of the season. I used him on my RTG for Foot Champs run, and he was class. Got the move to Leeds. I don't know how much he's playing as of yet. I think he had a little injury at some point, but hopefully he gets game time soon, and he gets to showcase his talent because he is a class act. Rapid. Gonna be quick. Maybe one of the most premium players out of this team so far, but I think he's a great shout. And once again, I don't know if he's going to have a once to watch. I'm just predicting it for the fun, boys. But I reckon about an 80 overall, maybe an 81 if we're pushing it a little bit. You basically have a skillful, quick winger on your hands. And then on the other side, this was difficult. Like, right wingers are tough. Obviously, we got secondary positions. This man, I believe, was a left mid last year. I'm sticking him out on the right. He had an absolutely class Euros. It is Damsgaard. Danish, Brentford, it just goes together, man. It happens all the time. They love the Danes over there. And he's class. He's got the pace similar to Sinisterra. Sinisterra might be a little bit quicker, but this man is technically gifted on the ball. Hopefully 4-star skills, good for set pieces, the passing. My thought process behind this formation, maybe even a 4-2-2. Carvalho and Damsgaard pulling the strings in the cam roll, Decore, Onana, CDMs, and then Sinisterra and the man we're going to see in a second as your 2 out-and-out strikers. But I think he's class, man. Let me know, though, if there is another option out there on the right wing position. Strictly newly transferred players. I struggled to think of it, but Damsgaard came to mind, so we're going to rock with the Dane. Now, the finishing piece to this puzzle. Baller. Absolute baller last year. He was in my silver team, my best silver team at the start of the game, and he was so damn good with that Atebo link up. The Watford boys. Dennis. Mate, Nottingham Forest are doing a madness, by the way. I think I've read somewhere they've made like 16 signings. That reminded me, Renan Lodi is just joined on loan there, their Atletico Madrid player. So Malacia maybe replaced with Renan Lodi, could be a shout. But Forest are doing the business. And Dennis is in here. He's definitely going to get an upgrade from last year because 74 was too low. The man was scoring goals. He was dangerous, quick, skillful. Did play a little bit out wide as well. So maybe he has a secondary position as a left winger potentially. But I'm thinking 2 up front, Dennis and Sinisterra, with the pace, the finishing and the power and the skills, overlapping, getting in behind your opponent's defence. Damsgaard, Carvalho unlocking the pieces in the middle there. And then the heavy hitters, Decore and Onana sweeping up, making sure nobody gets past your midfield line. I think that's decent, boys. Let me know what you think. Affordable? Like, some of these cards should be somewhat affordable in the first week of the game. There may be a few that might not be. Diego Carlos, for example. Carvalho may have a bit of premium. And Babu, I can't imagine him being anything crazy. No more than like 10k max. Sinisterra, of course, if he has a once to watch, it's going to be difficult because it's a special card, so it's at least a minimum 10k, but we never know. But that is the team, boys. Do let me know down below what you think of it, and if there are any players that you would swap out. I'll be Morsey. Let me know which kind of starter squad you want to see next, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Catch you soon.